Hey, what's up? It's Ike Paz, and today I have a very special guest. Before that, I want to explain that this is the hand-drawn mazes review, and I got its creator, Niranjan, with me today to explain what this tool does, how it creates unique hand-drawn illustrated mazes each and every time so that you can sell them off as either KDP Amazon books or maze books, or sorry, maze printables on sites like Etsy or Teachers Pay Teachers. Without further ado, Niranjan, how you doing?
Hey buddy, I'm doing good and thank you for having me here again. Hello everyone watching this video.
Yeah, thanks, man. I know you're a busy guy. You got a lot going on. You got the team behind you working on these really cool tools. And I've, again, like you said, I've had you. This is the second time back on because I've actually used your tools. I went out to Amazon KDP and I've actually profited using the tools that you've given me. And this one is a doozy. This is a game changer because you've had a maze generator before, but this one, well, this one kind of gets rid of a barrier that a lot of I should say non-tech skilled folks or non-design skilled folks like myself have. Those hand-drawn mazes, those beautiful hand-drawn mazes that rocket to the top of Amazon. And, again, not many people can get in those niches because we don't have the skills, but you've changed that.
Can I start with a story, Ike, if that's okay? Here's what happened. In our business, in our KDP business, what we do is we've got this creative team in-house, which kind of supports a lot of our work that we do, right? So most of our books are actually accentuated by the artistic work that is done by the team. So when my audience actually come back and ask, hey Niranjan, what exactly you do and can we replicate that, it becomes a little bit of a challenge for us because they can definitely replicate the processes, the systems, the keyword research, the niche research, and all that stuff, which you in fact do. I mean, you teach a lot of that, and I've been following your channel for like I don't know how many years now.
Thank you.
This is what happened when we actually launched Instant Maze Generator. As you know, it was a big hit. A lot of people got it and they benefited from it. Now, towards the end of the launch, I was having a conversation with a lady from our tribe, and by the way, I call my group the tribe, all right? We were having this conversation and something interesting came out of it, all right? It was the moment when I remember Ola, there's this girl, Ola, who had actually published a book using IMG and she had made some sales. And then there was a lot of buzz in the Facebook group about it. And that's when another customer actually asked me, Niranjan, is this what you do in your business as well? So I was actually stumped for an answer, because yes, we do that, but that's not the whole story. Because, I've got this creative team, which is also providing its input and kind of, taking my mazes created in IMG to a whole new level. So my books are a mix of stuff that is created by the computer, by the application that we have developed, and the art that was created by our team, right? So I started explaining, and then she said, can you create an application that would do this for me?
Wow, that is a very big ask. And how did you respond, Niranjan?
Honestly, I still remember the conversation, and I just didn't know. I didn't have an answer. I mean, I felt as if I owe this to my tribe, all right? Because the expectation had gone very high after Instant Maze Generator, right? People expected that we'd come up with solutions to problems that are actually big and that would help them in their business. But we did not have a way of making it happen. It took us about a month to figure out what we can possibly do, and about 6 to 8 months of development and design work to finally come up with hand-drawn mazes, which is what you see and which is what we're discussing, which is the next best solution to having an artistic team or having a creative team on payroll, right? So that's what the story is. Now, coming back to your first question, which is very important for us to understand in this call, is why is it so difficult for people to get into this niche or get into this style of maze books? Now, the thing is, creating this kind of maze books, it takes some sort of artistic talent, which is basically an entry barrier for sure. if you want to kind of outsource that, you know how the KDP model works. Like, you want to create a book of about 60 pages. You want to create a lot of those books, and then expect some of them to sell. Like, that's the idea behind the model, right?
That's right.
In this particular case, what happens is your outsourcing cost would go up, right? It would be significantly high. Let me tell you that I have outsourced as well, and I have in-house team as well. And outsourcing costs are way more than your in-house design costs if you do the calculation on an annual basis, right?
And that's not it. You're not even touching upon people who don't produce work that you want, that you pay them outright, because you have to pay them first, which is, I think, the way it should be. But they produce substandard work. And I've used Upwork, I've used a lot of Fiverr. And yeah, you do find some good gig providers, some good designers, but like you said, it's extremely expensive, and you have to pay to find the person who's going to create the work you want, which I know very well. It sucks. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, exactly. I mean, you basically kind of, just touched upon what is the important aspect to it. And that is why I say, like, it's about streamlining your workflow, streamlining your work processes, which is extremely important if you want to actually take advantage of it and hope that outsourcing works out for you. And this is something, I mentioned in the sales page as well, right? So these are the problems that are there, which basically stop people from successfully making the transition to these kind of books. The entry barrier is high, and that's why a lot of people don't do it. At least I know people who do it, but they have a sustainable business on KDP itself, which is kind of funding those books, and even they would struggle to make a decision of either or not going ahead with it. And if you are an artist, let's say you are an artist and you want to do that, it can take you a lot of time. Now we need to understand that we need to differentiate a bit between being a business owner and being an artist. There's a very subtle difference here, but we need to be very clear in our mind, what is it, which hat is it that we want to wear, right? So these are the reasons why not a lot of people are publishing these kind of books on Amazon KDP. Now, on the flip side of it, what happens is there is an opportunity for people who can publish such content to make a mark and probably provide a much better user experience. And Amazon loves everything that gives a better user experience to their customers, right?
That's right.
So that's where this niche was kind of not reachable to a lot of people, but hopefully we'll be able to change this with this particular product.
Yeah, for those who get in now, I mean, you got to say that Amazon's stocked to the brim with useless, low content books, and everyone and their mother can put in a low content book in Amazon. But you're changing that. You're changing that. The people who do get access to your software can actually add value, earn online passively, and Amazon's going to support you not indirectly, but directly, because of course they get a piece of whatever you earn. And if your book, your hand-drawn book, can outperform some other Maze book, then of course, what I like to say, Amazon's going to keep your book, your listing sticky at the top, or towards the top, which is going to, of course, earn for you passively, which is really good stuff. I really appreciate this stuff, Niranjan. What were some of the challenges that you had to go through when creating this software?
Right. Where do I start even? So, you've created software yourself. The typical challenges that are there. So the major problem for us with Hand-Drawn Mazes app was we were actually not going with a product which is completely different, dependent upon the creative team, or something that is completely dependent on the technical team. So there had to be an amalgamation of both the skill sets to bring this together. Now, if I give you some stat, probably you'll be surprised, right? Can you imagine that this particular product has about 15,000 different images associated with it? Can you imagine that?
No, I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's a reality. And these 15,000 images were actually crafted by the design team, by our creative team, over a period of about 6 months. And these are, and while we were working on it, we had to go through the loop of working with the technology team to see what they were comfortable with and what was compatible with what they were able to accomplish using these images. So it was a very time-consuming And we literally, we didn't have a precedence, right? So we were trailblazing this, and we were right at the edge of innovating. What is it that we can do to take this artwork that is created by the artists and give enough flexibility to our users where they would not need to keep people on the payroll or need not be outsourcing, but at the same time have enough flexibility to kind of, convert them into something that is uniquely theirs. It has their personality built into those Facebook pages. So I would say the major challenge that we had was interacting with what I would call as foreign images and being able to provide the ability within the application to manipulate them. So what I mean by foreign images here is the images or the artwork that was created by our design team, right? If I compare this with IMG, in Instant Maze Generator, the technical team had complete control over the code that was generating those mazes. So, we had a lot more flexibility, and the limitations were not there in terms of what we wanted to achieve. But this one was tricky because of these reasons. We had to take an image and then play around with the image. So it was like trying to become an illustrator to a certain extent, or trying to become I would not even say Canva, I would say it is trying to become an illustrator or Photoshop to a certain extent, because we wanted to borrow some of those features. Otherwise, we would not be able to play around with what we are getting. So those were the major challenges.
So just to paraphrase, you had a lot of stacked up against you. You had to first pioneer a new type of tool that's never been seen before. Then you had to bridge the gap between the artistic side and the engineering side to create a product that we, the user base, can actually use and create and have some sort of a flexibility to create unique hand-drawn puzzles each and every time that I can go off, or you can go off, or anyone can go off and sell on Amazon, KDP, or Teachers Pay Teachers, or Etsy. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. In fact, I'll just add to this, Ike, here. When you just say the last sentence, you mentioned that this is something that you and other users can go ahead and start using them and selling them on KDP and Etsy, Teachers Pay Teachers, and elsewhere. Honestly, it's us as well who are now moving into this, because now what is going to happen is we are not going to create a lot of hand-drawn mazes, because we have got this huge database which is a part of HTM. And now our team will not be spending time on this, but rather they'll be creating time on elements or design elements that are required for a particular story, for a particular niche. And that's what will be kind of, used for creating our books. So we earlier had a dependency on the design team, which is kind of, very experienced, and they have a skill set to create our books. Now, with the help of this, we will actually be able to take people or team members who are not artistic in nature and are less experienced, and they will be able to create books if they can think of stories and kind of, fun ideas to work with. So essentially, this was a project which was very important for us to streamline our workflow and bring in a lot more efficiency as well. So now the playing field has been leveled,
Yeah, yes. If people find your tool, that's a big point here. And so, like you said, you leveled it all for all of us, and we're all playing on somewhat equal footing now. And we are our own customers, guys. We use these tools that we put out. Niranjan's tools have helped me, and I got to tell you, this one right now, the hand-drawn maze generator, or just the hand-drawn maze tool that I have access to now, it's phenomenal. There's the different types, over 150 templates. Is that correct?
Yeah, just in the front end, we have got 150 templates. Yeah,
and you can add different images. And to what Niranjan said a little bit earlier, he was talking about stories and niches. I like just to say niches, right? Hand-drawn mazes is not the niche, guys. That's the market. There's a ton of different niches or stories, like Niranjan says, that we can target, that can have us up in the ranks in Amazon, in the Amazon search engine rankings, and getting us that traffic, that free traffic, so that of course Amazon makes their cut and we make that passive income. So again, a really useful, powerful tool. I might go as far as to say it's a game changer. It's specifically if you want something more, something that has more of a, not a tactile feel, but something that looks crafted, for lack of a better word, then this is the tool for you. Niranjan, So what do people get if they get the front end? Do they have all they need? Do they have enough to start earning online with Amazon,
Yeah,
KDP,
sure.
and these other platforms?
Yeah. So the front end offer that we have, right, it gives access to 150 templates, all right? So these are categorized across 5 different categories. So these 150 templates combined with the features that are available inside of the application, the software as such. So one part of it is the templates, right? The other part of it is the convenience and the ease of use. That's what is the most crucial part, I would say, of any of our applications, be it HTML or IMG, whichever application we're talking about. What we do is we try to make it super simple for the user. And that is what helps somebody who's just starting out. If you're talking about a newbie who's just starting out and they know what they want, they could go ahead and start using it and kind of, benefit from it. Now, another thing that I would like to probably add to this side is the product on the front end is self-sufficient for somebody who just want to give it a go and give it a test, right? And this has happened to us time and again when, customers have said that, what, I didn't know you. I bought the front end product because somebody sent an email or I saw a review. And the moment I had a look at it and got to play around with it, we came back and we purchased the upgrade offers because this is so good. And this is a statement I got like a couple of days ago when I was doing a customer webinar. I was doing a webinar to showcase HTML and mazes, and I got this particular thing. So what I'm trying to tell you is here that this front-end product is self-sufficient for somebody to get started and kind of start publishing and start making money, right? So be it on Etsy, be it on Teachers Pay Teachers, or on Amazon KDP.
Okay, very good. So yeah, the front end is a good starter point.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, what are some of the upgrades that are available if I wanted to go down that route?
Right. So we've got about 3 different upgrades that are there. Okay. The first upgrade that we're talking about is which gives additional features. It simplifies some more complex processes that one would need when they want to do things at scale, right? So when you're starting out, you're not looking at scale. You're probably testing the waters, getting a book out there in a niche, seeing if it sells, looking at the response, and then probably going forward. But the OTO one is basically giving you added features which will allow you to work at scale. Yeah.
1 second. I'm sorry to cut you off there, sir. But just to be frank, just to be clear, just to be sure, I could create a printable, a bundle of 24, or I could create a KDP book of 24 pages or 54 pages just with the front end. Is that correct?
That is absolutely possible.
Okay.
Yes, you can.
Okay, so these upgrades are time savers. These upgrades will add to the experience, help me out,
Yes.
but they're not necessary.
Absolutely.
Okay. And just want to make that clear, guys. I'll never present to you or show you a product that I feel you need the upgrades. That wouldn't be cool. But yeah, Niranjan is a very trustworthy guy. I've known him for years now, and I can tell you that you don't need the upgrades. I recommend them because, well, life is short, and that time you wanna harness that time for yourself. You want to use the time any way you want. So these time optimizers, as I like to call them, they're useful but not necessary. I'm sorry to cut you off. So that's OTO. Right. That's OTO 1. What about OTO 2?
Yeah. So I just touch upon a couple of points on OTO 1. So that gives you access to unlimited downloads, no restrictions whatsoever. So that's where I was talking about the scale aspect. The second thing is that it also gives you some additional features, like I spoke about colors. Like if you want to go the printables route, you might need colored mazes, right?
Yes, you would.
This was a big technical challenge which we solved, and it's available. So these are some of the features that we have in there, right? And when you move on to the second upgrade, what we thought is, because from our experience, we have seen that there are some of our customers who actually are pretty successful, and they are at a stage where the business is self-sufficient. The business is in a position where it needs resources to grow. And that is where what we did is we created 1,000 hand-drawn maze templates. That's something that took us about, like, as I said, these 1,000 hand-drawn maze templates took us about 6 months of time. And their solutions, the way they were crafted, the solutions, like, in total, that's roughly about 12,000, 13,000 images, roughly
Wow.
about that, around that number. So that's what you get in OTO2. Now, there's a story to this OTO2 offer. If I can just take a minute to explain that.
Please, I want to hear it all. I want to hear everything.
Right. So when we started sharing some ideas regarding this with our group, and as you know, like, I believe in inclusive marketing. My customers literally define the kind of products we create. And
yeah, I'm sorry to cut you off. It's really important, guys. I felt them. I should have said this earlier. Niranjan's very receptive. He has his ear to the floor. He's hearing what his users want, what his tribe wants, what his people want. He listens and he will adjust. He will pivot and make those adjustments based. Actually, hand-drawn, like Niranjan said earlier, the whole hand-drawn maze tool is in existence because of user input. One particular lady.
One conversation.
That's right. So guys, yeah, again, he's not creating something for no reason. Okay, everything that he's created, either he's using himself or most of the time comes out of actual people that are members of his or actually use his tools. So I'm sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
Right.
It's really important.
So when we spoke about this, like, some ideas came, Niranjan, that's great. We've got 150 templates. Can you continue creating this month on month, maybe 30, 40 templates so that, we have a lot more variety coming in? I said, why not? That's great. So what we thought is we will do this and we will make it a monthly offer for people who would be interested in it, right? And there were a lot of people who were actually interested in it. Then again, what happened is we continuously have these internal discussions, right? So how can we add more value to our tribe? How can we kind of, create an opportunity where they get a little more than they asked for, right? So that's what we do. And what was being planned for a year's worth of content, we decided to kind of, create all of that and give that away as just one single offer, single price, no monthly membership, right?
Wow, that's very cool.
So this is how this started, and you would not believe this, right? Like, so in OTO2, we commit, like, we'll give you 1,000 templates. Right now, there will be 750 of them. They were planned like 60 templates per month for 12 months. That would be 720 templates. And that's what was planned. It was a very late decision that we made. You know what? Let's go ahead and do this for our tribe. We will always be getting these opportunities of kind of, creating something new as we move forward. So that's how it came to being. So that's what it is.
That's very cool. That's a very good story there. Okay, so thank you for not making it recurring. It's going to be a one-time offer. One-time fee for thousands of templates.
Yes, 1,000 templates. Each one of this is crafted by an artist that works in our office. So we've got control over the quality. Like tomorrow, if there is a suggestion to change a specific template, like, something is off there, we've got the source files, we've got the raw files, we have complete control over it. You don't have to worry about kind of, using a template or an image that probably you wouldn't have rights to, because these were created right in front of us. So we pass on that confidence to you, and we've been doing this for years now, right? So yeah, I mean, that's what is OTO2, right? The next upgrade that we have is OTO3. So OTO3 is all about, if you, I'm sure, like, you are in my customers group, right? You are in my Facebook group.
That's right, I am.
Yeah. So you would have seen a lot of people asking, Niranjan, where can we get these graphics, right? Where can we get these graphics? So
that's right.
Now I launch a lot of graphics from time to time, and I make them very limited time, open them for a very limited time, because, I just want to have only a few people get access to them so that they can work with their, because that's the nature of the game. I cannot have 30 images that is available to 500 people, and then, like, literally every book out there looks like
the same thing. That's right.
Yeah, so we're restricted. Now, this is a question that's been haunting us for quite some time. And this was lending itself pretty well to the books. We said, you know what, you've got a beautiful maze, but how do you go about creating a story, right? If you've got a rabbit, if you've got a carrot, and you want the rabbit to reach the carrot and you want to create a story out of it, you need to have a rabbit and a carrot which have got
right.
the thicknesses or the weight associated with those lines, the strokes, they should be consistent. Because if you're going to say a place like Creative Fabrica or Shutterstock or some other such site, you will get a rabbit and you will get a carrot. But the problem is they would look as if they are coming from two different sources, right?
That's right.
And that somehow tells the audience, tells your user that this probably has not been professionally created by a studio. Rather, this has been put together in a hurry by somebody who is trying to get a book out, right? So we want to solve that problem. And the way we solve that problem is by creating 400 design elements in across 10 to 15 different niches, right?
That's right.
So for example, beach life is a niche, sea life is a niche, we would have buildings, we would have
pirates. I saw pirates there. Yeah. Outer space. You got it all. That's right.
Yeah. So that is how that concept started. And we know a lot of our customers have been waiting for it. And just to give you an idea, when I launch a graphics pack of 30 images, we launch it at a certain price point. Okay. And if you do the calculation for this particular product, you will see that it's available for about 1/5 the price or something of that sort. So I think that's where the value is.
Oh, sounds like a great deal. So I can build these niche specific books and make it look professional because all of the images came from the same artist instead of having a hodgepodge of different images that might not look as professional as a set style, which is really good stuff.
A small correction here. They are not from the same artist, but the artists that have worked on, because we have multiple artists in-house, right? Because the volume of work is just not possible to complete by one person in 6 months, right?
Of course.
So we've got multiple artists.
I mean, the style.
The specifications they work with, they are consistent, right?
Yeah.
The weight has to be consistent and likewise. Yeah,
that's right, guys. I'm sorry, but I have the images in my head and I'm trying to convey it to Niranjan's point. These images look like they came from the same person, but obviously, like Niranjan said, he has a team because you can't have one person doing all this work, of course. So that makes sense. But yeah, the images I have in my head, you can clearly see that they have a specific kind of style to them across these different niches.
And that's the point, right? That's the point. Yeah. When you look at it as a user, you will see as if everything is consistent and it's coming from the same artist or the same studio.
That's where it has a consistent feel to it. That's really important.
Yeah.
That's really cool, man. Anything else you wanna talk about the? I feel like, listen, guys. The problem is for those of you watching, there's a big problem. There's so much in this tool. I'm sure I could stay here for hours talking about it, and actually talk shop with Niranjan because he also sells on Amazon KDP. Man, do you have any niches in mind that you want to give away that you have in your head for Amazon KDP when it comes to to the hand-drawn market?
Right. So, when I look at things like you could, so this is how I would approach it, right? So let me give an idea about how I would go if I were not already in this particular business. Let's say I was new to this. So what I would do is I would do my conventional research of the best-selling maze books and find the niches that they are there. For example, RC cars. I'm saying RC cars. It's just the 4x4 cars that basically you've got this for boys. They work great
4x4 cars. Don't use RC. 4x4. Okay, 4x4.
4x4. Yeah. So those cars, they do really well for boys, and you see that those are selling well, and you see that there are good numbers. I would take that niche, combine that with activity books just for mazes, or mix it up with other activities and then put them together and go ahead and publish it. So what we're doing is we are using this as a contributor which enhances the quality of any niche that probably you are publishing. So let's say somebody is there who's having success with one particular book which is geared towards little girls. All right. So you could take that concept, combine that with this, story-based mazes, and then you can create another book and give it a spin and try and address that particular market. So that's how I would say, one has to approach working with this particular tool.
That's gold right there. That's more of a principle than just a set number of niches, which I think
It's like,
people can get behind.
You give a man a fish and you teach a man how to fish. Like, that's the difference that we're talking about here.
That's definitely true. And I want to add to that. You can also add modifiers to your, for example, toddlers 3 to 4, color. Or you can also go down the list of, for example, most popular animals for kids. I'm sure that information, actually, I know that information is out there on Google. And of course, the top 3 will be a little difficult, dogs and cats. You go down there, you're going to find koalas. Put koala, hand-drawn maze books, toddlers 3 to 4. I'm sure there's a market for it. Okay. Yeah. Again, koalas not as popular as dogs and cats, but you're going to have a lot of more traffic. Less competition. So that's a really good takeaway for Amazon KDP. Man. Thanks, man. Niranjan. This is the thing I hate, because I'm going to have questions that come up, I'm sure, later down the road. And you're not going to be in front of me to answer them. But but listen, this is an amazing tool, Niranjan. I'm proud to see it, proud to use it, proud to tell people about it, my people about it. Anything you want to leave us with, Niranjan? Anything you want to
I think say? one idea probably that we did not touch upon a lot is what you teach in your YouTube channel, right? You've been doing printables for like many years and you're extremely successful at that, right? So this is a market which could benefit a lot from this particular product, because now you are actually having a serious, the power of a serious creative team behind you, and combine that with the way you do niche research. I'm talking about the way you perform your niche research and kind of, go about your printables. If you combine both of them, I think that's a huge untapped market where you are kind of, elevating the level of quality you offer to the audiences, right? So I think that's an area.
Yeah, it is. To touch upon what you're talking about, I mean, when I was going through the tool, and I was just thinking about getting traffic using Pinterest and these mazes, and it just lends itself because you can't help but to solve a maze, right? Some people might be put off by math, or like, for example, I sell some what are called math doku books or Sudoku books. Some people are put off by math. Some people are put off by like word scrambles. But a maze, I think that's the type of puzzle that almost all of us innately want to solve. Yeah. And if you're on Pinterest scrolling around and you get challenged by this hand-drawn maze, I mean, I have to play around with it, but yeah, there's a lot of utility there with the tool that you've created. So thank you for that. Yeah, man, thanks a lot, Niranjan. It's been a pleasure. I can't wait to have you back on. I wanna do a interview like this, not an interview, but a conversation. You and I talking about Amazon KDP, maybe trade some ideas and help people out who want to earn online with Amazon KDP. Niranjan, you have a beautiful day. Take care, man. Relax. You've done a great job here. Thank you very much. You put out a tool that I'm going to be using for a while. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Greg. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You're good, guys. Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. Timestamps down below. And I have a bunch of goodies down below for when it comes to these custom bonuses that I put together for hand-drawn mazes. Check it out down below, and I'll see you inside. Be good, take care, and have a great day. Bye-bye.